So good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. So I hope you're all ready for this interesting journey into the field of research towards the truth. Okay, this lecture was intended for both the PG students who are having research methodology as one of the subjects for MSc, and also the research students. Many research students, I believe that they are already halfway through the research journey, or some of them have just joined the research field and they are partially through it. But it doesn't really matter. This is going to be a little bit of an eye opener for everybody. And before I begin with my lecture, I would just like to ask the students, how many of you, I think everybody has already you know this word research, isn't it? But I want to know from you, what is your understanding about what is research? Okay, then we'll go to research methodology. Research methodology is a little bit of a different term, but first we'll try to understand what is research. One of my PhD students have also joined, Miss Manisha Charles has joined this meeting. I do not know about other research students because the names are not evident on the screen. Okay, some numbers are there. Yes, part 1 MSc students, I think they can answer this question because we have already had one lecture some time back. What do you understand by research? Can you all see my screen? Due to the internet issues, sometimes the screen doesn't become visible or the slides don't move on your screen. So kindly tell me if there is any such problem so that I can reshare that particular slide. Yes, part 1 MSc students from Institute of Science, Microbiology. What do you understand by research? Manisha madam, I think you can also answer this question. Manisha madam, can you hear me? Am I audible? I think there are some internet related issues at your end. Inamul, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Inamul is my past year student. He is now in second year. Okay, but I did not get the opportunity to teach this subject, research methodology, to you. But I think you have already completed this course, isn't it, in your first year? So whatever is your understanding, can you share with us? What is research?
So investigating and proving something.
Investigating and proving something. For what? Maybe what I can also do here is take the whiteboard. Okay, and whatever points you are writing, maybe I can write that here. Investigating and proving something. Is that right, Inamul?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Anybody else who wants to add?
Systematic investigation.
Sir,
Systematic.
rather coming to an conclusion than proving.
Okay. Conclusions. Was that Inamul again? Okay. अजून कोणीतरी काहीतरी बोलला. What was that? Let us have it as. Yeah. Yes. Please go on.
Scientific study of a
Systemic
topic.
study.
What did you say? Systematic. Was that right?
Scientific study of a topic.
Okay, scientific study. What is the meaning of scientific? Of something. Okay. But then my question is, for what? For what do we want to do it? Is there a purpose?
For gaining more knowledge about the particular topic.
Okay, more knowledge. More knowledge for what? Again. Is that all?
Understanding.
Yeah, understanding. Understanding what?
Sir. Understanding.
Your voice is not very clear. Can you repeat?
Sir, understanding particular topic.
Okay. Topic. Okay. What is the meaning of topic? A process or what? Okay, so that is what I have got. Okay, some students have been very interactive, and they are trying to tell me that research is investigating and proving something, coming out with certain conclusions, and it is a systematic way of investigating or studying something. And then somebody said that this is all for the purpose of getting more and more knowledge about something. Okay, and understanding process, understanding something. Okay, so thank you everybody for that nice answer that you have given me. And then now I would like to share with you something about what different people think about research. Okay, what is their opinion about what is research? Okay, so let me go to my presentation. Well, I hope you can see my slide. Okay, these are the different definitions I have. Some of them are very short, some of them are little elaborate. But what I want you all to know from all this is that maybe you can pick up some of these lines, okay, or some of these words from this slide and make your own definition about what is research, the way you understand it. Okay, so this is kind of an assignment for you to read this slide carefully. For example, somebody says that it is a search for knowledge, or it is a voyage of discovery. Okay, then it is an art of scientific investigation. So just look at this word, art and science. These words are together in one phrase, isn't it? So it is an art of scientific investigation, which means that not everybody can really do scientific research, because it is a kind of a skill which you acquire by learning or by practicing. Okay, then Redman and Mori defined research as a systematized effort. Somebody from the class said that it is a scientific manner. Okay, so in a scientific way we carry out research or find out something. Okay, so that is quite a rightful answer, I would say, because according to Redman and Mori, it is a systematized effort to gain new knowledge. Okay, so this word again is important, new knowledge, not just knowledge which everybody already has, but it is a kind of a search for something new, something which people do not really know, and you are trying to show it for the first time that yes, this is what is the fact. Okay, then again somebody says that it is a movement from the known to the unknown. Now this is a problem here, from the known to the unknown, or it should be unknown to the known. In the last class, MSc part 1, somebody did answer me very well. I think it was Vedika or somebody. Was it Vaidehi? Was that you, Vaidehi? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So you did answer that it is a movement from known to the unknown. Can you tell us again why it is from known to the unknown? Vaidehi?
Yes, sir. So because we are investigating something from our known knowledge, and we are investigating what is unknown to us.
Okay, so it is definitely trying to know what is unknown, but we go from something that is already known. Okay, so in other words, this sentence is very important because it tells us about how we should carry out research. Okay, research is not something which just falls from the sky or something. Okay, you have to read about something from maybe your textbooks or your reference books or journals or whatever bits of information you have, literature you have. You go through that literature first. Okay, you understand the concepts first. Okay, whatever you update yourself first with whatever knowledge is existing about a particular topic, and then you try to find out something which is not known to the other people. Okay, so therefore this sentence is very important. Okay, it is a scientific and systematic search for pertinent information. Again, see, these small words are also very important. Pertinent information, that is, you are focusing on something. Okay, research is not something like a random thing. Whatever you will discover or whatever you will find. It's not like that. You have to focus yourself. You have to understand the problem first. Okay, you have to know what are your targets. Okay, what are your goals, and then you try to go in a very systematic way to find out from the existing information. Okay, then you find out what is not known, or you have to make your own contribution in the form of new knowledge. Okay, then it is a careful investigation or inquiry which is specially to the search for new facts in any branch of knowledge. That is okay. Probing through our inquisitiveness. Now again, see, this again sentence is very interesting. What the person is trying to say here is it is with our inquisitiveness. Okay, that is your own urge to find something. Okay, it is with your own interest that you try to find out or discover something new. Okay, so if you are not interested, you will not be able to probably carry out very good research. A good researcher is always like a small child. Okay, small child keeps on asking you questions. What is this? What is that? Okay, how it works. Okay, something like that. So you become like a small child. You try to ask questions. Okay, you are interested yourself, and then you are carrying out your research activity. Okay, and then you try to get a fuller understanding of what is unknown. If there are any gaps in the information, gaps in the knowledge, you try to find out. You try to first find where are the gaps, and then you try to get a more better understanding, a more wholesome understanding of the facts. And then again, this particular statement is important because it tells you that it is going to be an original contribution. So not only that you are trying to find out something on your own, but you are trying to make it known to other people also, and that thereby you are contributing to the existing knowledge of the other people. Okay, so what you know, what you find out, you tell it to the others. So that is one more important aspect of research. Okay, you don't keep the research just to yourself. Okay, and then I have written something in red. Somebody's mic is on. Can you just switch it off because it is making some noise? Okay, it is an academic activity. Yes, for those who are doing research for their PhD degree, definitely they will understand this, that they have first completed their graduation, then they carried out post-graduation, and then only after passing their MSc and then clearing certain competitive exams, they have been admitted to carry out the PhD work. Okay, so it is a purely academic activity, and therefore it should be used in a more technical manner. Okay, so and then this is one question which I am asking here to all of you again. Why is this word called research and not just search? Why we put that RE, research?
So it is continuation of previous people's work.
Exactly. Okay, so it is not just trying to reinvent the wheel again. Okay, research doesn't mean that you are investigating what already people have done. Okay, and then stopping at that particular point. But this actually means that taking the clues from earlier work. Okay, update after having updated yourself about what research has already been done, then you go for finding out something which is not known. Okay, and therefore we call it as research. Okay, then just one thing before I forget, I should tell you that this particular lecture on research methodology is not just going to be one lecture, but it is going to be a lecture series. Okay, because it's not possible for me to complete everything that is there, which I have to tell you about carrying out research or research methodology. Okay, that cannot be completed in just one lecture. So preferably, I think if Friday is okay for everybody, Friday morning 10:30, then every week one lecture, Friday 10:30 a.m. That will be our time for this lectures. Okay, and I'll try to tell you some more interesting things about how to carry out literature search. Okay, then how do you carry out the research process itself? How do you write a research paper? Something like that. So whatever are the things of interest, even if you feel that a particular point must be highlighted, or I should talk more about that, elaborate it, then I would definitely try to do that. Okay. Yeah, then coming to this important term, what is research methodology? And is this equal to research? Is research methodology and doing research one and the same? And the answer is it is not one and the same, but these are two different things. Okay, so research methodology actually is the way in which we carry out research. Okay, now again here I have written some definitions, okay, which are given by earlier researchers. Okay, and according to some researcher, yes, hello.
The slide isn't visible.
Okay, I'll try to share it again. I hope it is now visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so research methodology is not equal to research. That is the first thing. Okay, and then just to define research methodology, I have some statements written here. It is a highly intellectual human activity. You should be proud of yourself, because if you are doing research, then you are definitely doing something very intellectual business. Okay, and it is used in investigation of nature and matter, and it deals specifically with the manner in which the data is collected, data is analyzed, and the data is interpreted. Okay, now although this definition is there, I think everybody will agree to whatever is written here. Okay, how we collect data, how we analyze the data, how we interpret, how we come to the conclusions, that is something called as the research methodology. But then I would like to add something to this. This is not the complete definition. Okay, the first thing you need to do in research methodology is to find your problem. Is to know your problem well. Okay, and then you try to find out information about that. Okay, that is literature search. Okay, so everything, all these aspects are also to be included in this particular statement. So according to Clifford Woody, research is defining and redefining problems. Now, see, this phrase is also very interesting. Defining and redefining means, as such, what this scientists want to say is this is a never-ending process. Okay, when you do some research, you come to the conclusions, and the conclusions make you to redefine your problem. Okay, you redefine the problem, you put another question. Okay, once one question is solved, then you have another question in front of you. Then you try to attempt that question. Okay, try to find answer to that question. Okay, in a very systematic way. And then once you get the answer to that question, then you don't stop there. You have a third question. Okay, so this is defining and redefining the problems again and again, a never-ending process. Okay, formulating a hypothesis or suggesting the solutions, collecting data, organizing data, and evaluating your own data. Okay, making logical interpretations or deductions, and then reaching the conclusions. And then at the last, this is not just the end, but you again test your conclusions. You see whether your hypothesis has been proved correct or not wrong. Okay, and then once you test the hypothesis, then you would probably say that that particular research is now complete. And then of course you have another problem in front of you. Okay, so research methodology actually is a flow sheet. Okay, in very, very simple terms, it is a flow sheet of how the research process is carried out. Okay, in other words, may I say that being a flow sheet, this will remain, this will hold true for any subject. Okay, just a minute. Being a flow sheet of how to carry the research process, this is something which will remain constant whatever is your subject of interest. For example, it may be biochemistry subject, it may be microbiology, it may be chemistry or biochemistry or whatever may be the subject. Okay, your way of working will differ, your experiments will differ. Okay, but the research methodology as such will remain the same. Okay, so that is the essence of what is research methodology. Okay, and then this is again an important thing I have written here. That is, it is a logic about why certain research methods are used and why not others. So the path which is taken for carrying out the research, that is called as the research methodology. Vedika, can I just request you something? Vedika.
Vaidehi.
Vaidehi.
Yes, sir.
Vaidehi, you are, can you take the attendance for me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because for me it is a
Yes,
bit
sir.
difficult to take the attendance. You can take the screenshots. You will require probably multiple screenshots because there are more than 40 participants today for this lecture.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so okay.
Yes.
Somebody's mic is on. Can you switch off? Of course, this is an interactive session, so I would want everybody to talk to me. I will ask you questions. You have to answer me, and you can ask questions, and I'm going to answer you. Okay. If I don't know the answer, of course, I will say that after some time, maybe tomorrow or some other day, I'll try to answer your question. Okay. But for that purpose, for our interaction, okay, we are going to keep the mic open for that moment. Okay. But otherwise, please keep your mics closed because sometimes there are some other noises which are coming and that is disturbing the class. Okay, so according to Carl Pearson, research methodology is a scientific method. Okay, and this is the same in every science. Okay, because it is the method of all logically trained minds. So again, that is very good for all of you because research methodology is carried out by somebody who is really trained in that particular trade. Okay. Then this is again very interesting. It is the unity of all sciences lies in their method and not the material. So for different subjects, okay, different scientific subjects, the material will differ, the experiments will differ. Okay, the methods of doing research will be different. Okay, but the research methodology will always remain the same. Okay. So let me go to the next slide. I think I have about 8 minutes remaining for this session because this is a Zoom platform, unsubscribed. So I get only 40 minutes for the lecture. Okay, so after the lecture is over, after these 40 minutes are over, I request all of you to join once again, okay, for another about say 15 minutes. Okay, so don't forget this. This particular class will get interrupted suddenly while I'm talking. So you're supposed to please join again. Okay. So then coming to the characteristics of research methodology. Okay. The first important thing is research methodology relies on empirical evidence. Okay. That is to say it requires certain proofs. Okay. If you don't get the proof of something, then you don't believe that somebody. Okay. If somebody tells you that a cat has 4 eyes, you're not going to believe that unless you actually see that the cat really has 4 eyes, okay, or 8 legs, whatever it is. So it relies on experimental evidence or empirical evidence. Then it utilizes certain concepts. Okay, it is always based on certain understanding, okay, sound understanding of certain basic, you can say, scientific foundations. And if the scientific foundation is not there, then you will not be able to carry out good research. Okay, then it is committed to only objective consideration. That is the same as saying empirical evidence. Okay, so there has to be some evidence kind of a thing. Okay, then it presupposes ethical neutrality. Now, what is this? Can you understand what is this statement? Ethical neutrality. What is neutrality? It means that if you are carrying out research, then you shouldn't have any bias in your mind. Okay, you start with as if you don't know anything. Okay, and whatever the experimental results tell you, you have to believe those results. Okay, you cannot have your mind preoccupied with something. Okay, a preoccupied mind will always land into trouble. Okay, you are not going to make a logical interpretation of the fact. Okay, so your interpretation should always be based upon the observation. Okay, and what you observe, others should also be able to observe. Okay, then the methodology is made known to all concerned for critical scrutiny. So whatever methods you are using for your research, okay, the way in which you are carrying out the research process, okay, it should be made known to others, or others should be able to see that. Okay, and that is to say there is transparency in the way you work. Okay, and then it permits testing the conclusions through replication. That is to say, if you are doing an experiment, you are having certain kinds of observations, you make the observations and then you interpret something. Okay, once you do that, and if you are going to repeat the same experiment again, then logically you should get the similar results once again. If you repeat that for the third time or 5 times or 10 times, then every time you should be able to get the similar results. Not only that, but if other people are doing the same experiment that you have done, okay, if they are trying to test you whether what you have done is correct or not, then they should also be able to get the similar kinds of results. Okay, so this is not like philosophy or what you say classically adhyatma. Okay, adhyatma is something which you have to experience yourself, and sometimes it is difficult for others to really experience the same kind of thing that you are experiencing. But scientific research is not like that. Whatever experiment you do and whatever results you get, the similar results other people should also get if they are going to perform the same experiment under the similar conditions. Okay, so that statement also is very important. Under the similar experimental conditions, other people should also be able to get the similar results. Okay, and then the last important thing is when you are carrying out research in a particular manner, that is research methodology, you should be able to formulate certain theories. Okay, now of course this is not true for every kind of research. Okay, we will talk about that a little later. Okay, when I tell you about the different types of research. And yes, then coming to what is research methodology, research method. Once you have seen what is research methodology, it is a flow sheet of how you do research. Okay, and then the next question is, what is a research method? Okay, so research method is the different types of experiments you do, or different approaches that you utilize, or different strategies you employ to carry out a certain investigation. Okay, in a particular area, or in order to, if you have a particular goal, okay, particular objectives you have for research, and in order to go to those objectives or address those objectives, whatever different types of experiments you are carrying out, okay, that is called as the research method. Okay, so it is all about the different experimental techniques which are using. For example, you may be carrying out gel electrophoresis, or maybe you are carrying out PCR. Okay, so these are all the different experimental techniques, DNA sequencing for that matter. Okay, so that is what is a research method. Okay, in other words, it is the data collection method, right? And this is the way you have to differentiate between what is research methodology and what is research method. And now probably you will be able to appreciate what I said earlier, that research method is something which will differ according to the subject. A physics person, for example, will use different tools, okay, different experiments. A chemistry student will use different experiments. A biology student or microbiology student would probably have a different set of experiments that he's going to do, or different tools that he's going to use. Okay, but whatever it is, it may be chemistry or physics or microbiology, the research methodology will essentially remain the same. Okay, by research methodology, we say what we mean is the way we carry out research. Okay, right from the setting the goal, okay, literature search, planning the experiments, carrying out the experiments, okay, observations, interpretations, conclusions. Okay, so all that flow sheet is what is research methodology. Okay, so these are the different objectives that are there for research. One is to get familiarity with a particular phenomenon, or to achieve new insights in a particular phenomenon. So this is called as an exploratory research, or it is also called as formulative research. Okay, then if your research is actually